So today we are going to see what is asset swap and how companies, swap bankers and swap dealers get benefited out of those swap transactions. So to start our argument, first we are going to see what is asset swap. Asset swap is a very common form of swap derivatives transaction which are written on the fixed rate debt instrument. It is a bilateral financial transaction between the counterparties to swap the benefits of interest rate. The mechanism behind the asset swap is to separate the credit risk and interest rate risks embedded within the fixed rate debt instrument, and then that fixed interest rate to be swapped with the floating interest rate with the variable interest rate. Points to be remember that asset swap and interest rate swap works on the similar ground. To continue our argument, we are going to see one of the beautiful example that will definitely help you to understand that how asset swap and interest rate swap works in the current market situation, in the current world of swap market. So we have two companies, company A and company B. Company A is an issuer of a fixed rate debt instrument. He issued a fixed rate bond worth of $10 million and paying a 6% flat interest rate to his investor over a period of time. On the other hand, we have company B who is willing to borrow a mortgage loan for $10 million for the period of 5 years, and his credit rating is B+. Company B is doing a banking with Bank B. Company B approaches Bank B that I'm looking to borrow a $10 million worth of mortgage loan. What interest rate or what best offer you can offer me? Bank B, based on his credit rating, which is B+, had offered that 9% fixed interest rate, and if you want to go with the variable, it will be LIBOR plus 1%, which is London Interbank offer rate plus 100 basis point. On other hand, we have company A, who is paying a flat 6% interest rate over a period of time for $10 million worth of fixed rate bonds. Company A is thinking that paying a 6% flat fixed interest rate in the current market situation is paying somewhat higher than the current variable and the floating rate. So company A changed his aim to variable rate of interest or a floating rate of interest. And as we discussed earlier, that the basic mechanism behind the asset swap is to separate the credit risk and interest rate risks embedded within the fixed rate debt instrument, and then that fixed interest rate to be swapped with the floating with the variable interest rate. Company B, for any obvious reason, has only willing to go with the fixed rate of interest. So here the swap dealers come into a picture. I will pop up a swap bank between company A and company B. I pop swap bank between company A and company B. Swap banks knows all the story behind the company A and all the story behind the company B. Swap bank goes to company B, approaches company B and told that I know that you are willing to borrow a $10 million mortgage loan from your bank, which is Bank B, and your aim is to go with the fixed rate of interest. But do one thing, I will give you a better rate of interest. Do one thing, approach your bank, take a 10 million, borrow a 10 million worth of mortgage loan and pay LIBOR plus 1%. But company A aim is to pay a fixed interest rate, but swap bank had told to company B, just go and opt LIBOR plus 1% or opt variable or a floating interest rate, and I will definitely give you a better fixed rate of interest. So swap bank had given an offer to company B that fine, as you opted the LIBOR plus 1%, as you opted the variable rate of interest, I will pay you the LIBOR and you pay me back 7.5% fixed interest rate. So a company B aim is to pay fixed, so company B is paying a fixed and receiving a floating. Swap Bank went to the company A and told that I know that you are going to swap, you would like to swap your fixed interest rate with the variable interest rate. So do one thing, you pay me LIBOR plus 0.5% and I will pay you back 7% fixed interest rate. So company A aim is to pay variable rate of interest, a floating rate of interest. So company A is paying LIBOR plus 0.5%, which is variable rate of interest, a floating rate of interest, and Swap Bank is paying back a fixed rate of interest. So here's the fun part. LIBOR comes in and LIBORs come out. LIBORs comes in and LIBOR goes out. So this is the magic, this is the fun behind the swap transaction. And as we discussed earlier, that we are going to see that how the companies Swap Bank and Swap Dealer get benefited out of the swap transaction. This is the first part, that this is the company B, and we are going to see that how company B is going to get benefited by this swap transaction. Is LIBOR comes in, LIBOR goes out, remaining 1%. Company B is paying 7.5% fixed interest rate plus carry this 1% here, and company B is now paying 8.5% versus fixed 9% fixed interest rate which is offered by Bank B. So company B is saving 0.5%, which is equivalent to $50,000 per year because of this swap transaction. The fun part, the magic part for the company A is company Swap Bank is paying back 7% fixed interest rate, so we will carry this 7% interest rate. Company A is paying 6% flat interest rate to their investor, we will carry that 6% here. Company A receiving 7%, company A paying 6%, so it's a plus of 1%. 1% is receiving extra from the Swap Bank. LIBOR plus 0.5% paying back to the Swap Bank. So we will reduce this 0.5%. We will reduce this 0.5% from here. So its remaining is 0.5%, which is plus. So in another word, company A is paying LIBOR minus 0.5%. So again, it's a benefit for company A because company A is paying, suppose a LIBOR would be a 6% minus 0.5%, saving of 0.5% here, which is again equal to saving of $50,000 worth on $10 million transaction, which is fixed rate bond. So where's the magic part for the swap banks? We have seen the benefit for company A and company B got benefited of 0.5%, 0.5%. Annually they are saving $50,000 on $10 million worth of mortgage loan, $10 million of fixed rate bonds. So where's the magic part for swap bank? So now we are going to see that how swap banks get benefited out of this whole transaction. LIBOR, swap bank receiving LIBOR plus 0.5%. Swap bank is just paying LIBOR. So they are saving 0.5% here. Swap bank receiving 7.5% fixed interest rate from company B and paying back 7.7% fixed interest rate to company A, saving of 0.5% from this side of the transaction, 0.5% from this side of the transaction. So altogether, swap bank is making a profit of 1% on $10 million transaction. So altogether saving for a profit for swap bank is $100,000 swap banks save on this whole transaction. So I hope that this will definitely help you to understand that how asset swap and interest rate swap works in the swap market. If you have any question, any comment, drop me an email on my email ID or put your comments. So earlier, as we told that the asset swap and interest rate swap works on the similar ground. So if you really consider this part of the transaction is an asset swap where an interest rate has been swapped, a fixed interest rate has been swapped with the variable interest rate, and this part you can consider as an interest rate swap where an interest rate has been swapped with another interest rate. Thank you very much for watching this video. In our upcoming video, we are going to see that what is LIBOR and how the LIBOR gets calculated in the real market situation. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.